The human mind is evolutionarily incapable of understanding a trillion of anything. Like if you earned $1 every day, every single day since the birth of Jesus Christ, you would still be short by $938 billion today to become a trillionaire. But as of June 2026, we don't have to imagine anymore. Elon Musk is officially the world's first individual trillionaire. This happened immediately following the $75 billion SpaceX IPO. And the internet reacted exactly how you'd expect, arguing over whether he deserves it, complaining about taxes, or making silly memes. But everyone is missing the point. We are treating it like a financial milestone. It's not. It's a geopolitical crisis. You see, a billionaire is just a guy who can buy a yacht. A trillionaire is a guy who can buy a sovereign nation, privatize its infrastructure, turn its army into a subscription service. We are no longer dealing with a CEO, we are dealing with an unelected, borderless head of state. Let's map this out. To understand the sheer absurdity of this power, you have to stop looking at Tesla. Cars don't make you a trillionaire, although you can't look anywhere else. Wow. Space makes you trillionaire. Up until 5 years ago, the sky belonged to the governments NASA, Roscosmos, ESA, ISRO, etc. But governments have bureaucracy. Elon has vertical integration. Let that sink in. SpaceX essentially walked into the global telecom, space, and defense industries and said, "We are the ones who know how to build the road, so we own the highway." They launched over 6,000 Starlink satellites. They control more than half of all active satellites orbiting the Earth right now. Think about that. A single private citizen controls the majority of human infrastructure in space. When you control the orbit, you control the ground. If you want to launch a weather satellite, you pay Elon. You want to supply something to the International Space Station, you pay Elon. He didn't just build companies, he built the tool booth for the rest of the universe. And the terrifying part is, the global superpowers let him do it because it was cheaper than doing it themselves. Which brings us to the actual danger, the privatization of geopolitics. In 2022 and 2023, the Ukrainian military's entire communication grid relied almost exclusively on Starlink. Musk, a civilian, was suddenly dictating the operational capacity of a foreign war. He could and allegedly did restrict access to certain regions because he personally feared nuclear escalations. Imagine being a four-star general running a sovereign military and your frontline communications get throttled because a tech CEO in Texas decided he didn't like your strategy. This is unprecedented in modern history. Even during the height of the Gilded Age, Rockefeller didn't have a button on his desk that could blind a foreign military. We have spent the last century pretending that the United Nations and nuclear treaty run the world. But now, the most critical geopolitical choke point on Earth isn't a strait of water or a treaty. It's the terms of service agreement of a private tech company. If you want a historical precedence to this, you have to go back to 1600s. The British East India Company. They started as a spice trading corporation and eventually amassed a private army of 260,000 soldiers, effectively ruling an entire subcontinent. They were a corporation that outgrew the concept of government. Musk's net worth is now larger than the GDP of Switzerland. Heck, it's larger than Saudi Arabia's. If Elon was a country, he would be the 19th richest nation on the planet. And unlike a country, he doesn't have a congress, a constitution, and doesn't hold elections. He has a trusted board of directors which he completely dominates. He stated his ultimate goal is to make humanity multiplanetary. But look at the mechanics. He isn't building a democracy on Mars. He's building a company town, a 1 million person colony where he owns the oxygen scrubbers, the transport ships, and the internet. It's corporate monarchy disguised as sci fi utopia. We have spent decades worrying about dystopian futures where governments track our every move and control our resources. We wrote thousands and thousands of books about Big Brother, but we completely missed the plot. Big Brother isn't a government agent. Big Brother is an eccentric billionaire who shitposts on the internet and sells flamethrowers. The era of nation state being the ultimate authority on earth is quietly ending. We are entering the era of corporate sovereignty. The $1 trillion mark isn't just a financial victory, it's the receipt for the purchase of low Earth orbit, and we all just scrolled right past it.